Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and I run the blog lifefromtheviolasection.com, where I share my favorite practice tips, general advice, and tech for musicians. Today I wanted to share a kind of basic Forscore tutorial for you all. So if you're new to Forscore or using a tablet for sheet music, if you want to do some gigs, or if you are planning any concerts or recitals, a great way to organize your music within Forscore is with the Setlists feature. So this is a really helpful feature to know how to use, especially if you need to compile something kind of quick at the last minute for a gig or other kind of performance. So this tutorial is going to show you exactly how to do that. So diving right into the tutorial, here is my Forscore, and I have a piece of sheet music open already. But to find the set list, you can go over to this hamburger menu up in the top left, click on that or tap, and here you have your set list. So I've made quite a few already through the years, but today we'll start a new one just to show you how it works. Within Forscore, there are a couple different ways to sort your set lists. So you can do it by title, just in alphabetical order like I have, or you can do manual, where you can just slide them around whatever order that you want. And the final sorting option, called Fresh, sorts them based on the ones that you've played least recently to most recently, so that you can kind of rediscover your music. With the edit button, you can select multiple and do a couple different things with them. You can also create a folder of multiple set lists within it. But to show you how to create a set list, we will go to the plus button. Next, you'll need to name your set list. And it pops up like this. So now within the set list, you can press the plus button and it'll show you all of the scores that you have within the app over here. So all you have to do is click on it and it adds it over in the left to the set list. So I'm just gonna go through and add some Taylor Swift songs because I know I have a bunch of them. That's kind of like a good sorting that I can create here. Now that I have all 8 of my songs that I want, you can sort them manually, where you just do this. You can also sort them in alphabetical order, which it already is because that's just the order that I added them in. You can sort by reference, fresh, and you can also shuffle it. I like to keep it at manual because then if you know you're doing one song first and then this one last, then you can change that however you need. Once you're done with it, I just X out of it and it saves your progress, everything that you do, and it saves all of them like that. It takes you back to just this little pop-up now, and you can edit it by removing, resetting, editing, sharing, moving all of the songs. And you can press on the info button to see all of the extra like metadata that you've added for each song, like just information about it, what set lists it's part of, if you have any audio attached to it, any MIDI attached, and what libraries it is a part of, or you can add it to different libraries from this page. So now to actually play through the set list, just tap on one of the songs and it'll take you right through. So I'm going to put my iPad in portrait mode. And then if you're using a pedal, you can just tap the right pedal and it will go through the song or through the songs, plural. So it just takes you straight through all of the songs on the set list. It also, when you reach the end of a song, it tells you in the top right corner what is up next so that you know for sure that you're prepared for the next piece that you need to play. And this goes all the way through the set list to the end. If you decide you'd like to add some more music to the set list, just press that plus button again, and then you can add in another song if you want. There are actually a couple that I missed, so we'll go back and do that. You can also add placeholders here. So say that there's another song that you're going to learn, but you don't have the sheet music for it yet. So just type in the title of it, press OK, and then you've got that placeholder and you can put it wherever in the set list that you're going to be playing it. There are a couple buttons up at the top for you to sort your scores a little easier while you're adding them to the set list. So the one on the left changes the order that they're sorted from title, alphabetical order, to newest, to the duration of the song, to the key signature. If you have that metadata added in, then it just sorts them that way. There's also this check mark, and you can add all of your scores into this set list if you'd like. You can also, of course, sort like the normal ways that you see when you're finding just a piece in Forscore that you want to open, which is all scores, composers, genres, tags, and labels. I don't usually put in much metadata to my scores because I just sort by all scores, and I just remember the title that I give the piece and I look for that in alphabetical order. I find that that's fastest for me, but I know everybody's different. If you have your own organizational system, that's great. And if you scroll up all the way, there's also a search bar. So if you just can't find something in the list, or if you know exactly what you want, you can search it and it'll pop right up, of course. So I'm gonna leave this again, and now we have extra songs added to our set list. So let's see what our little placeholder looks like. It just says the title right here. Obviously there's nothing in it because it's a placeholder. So if you want to replace this placeholder, press on this arrow key, choose a song, and it just replaces it for you. So once you've got it added into Forscore, you can do this to put it into your set list, and then you're good to go from there. If you didn't know already, I do create some arrangements of popular songs, movie scores, video game soundtracks. I primarily do this for my students so that they can learn the songs that they want to learn on their instrument at the level that they're at. But I do sell some of them. I sell them through ArrangeMe, which means that all the copyright is legal and everything, but a couple of these are actually my own arrangements. So Bad Blood is one of them. I do sell this online, and you can buy it for violin or viola. So it's just the melody there, and it's nice for somewhat beginner violin students. The rhythms look really, really tricky, but as long as you know what it sounds like, you know, you can probably play it because the notes aren't too difficult. I also created this version of Shake It Off for a very beginner piano student. This was just the basics of it. I wrote it out in Forscore, and then in GoodNotes, I wrote out like the letter names and finger numbers. It lines up with the way that they start teaching sheet music in Piano Adventures primer level. So I don't sell this one, but just to show you what I do sometimes for my students, it can be helpful to just be creative and adapt like that as a teacher for your students. I know that's totally off topic for Forscore set lists, but just want to put that out there. So if you want to go to a different set list, of course you can go to the set list, press the back button, and it shows all of them here. Again, I have them in alphabetical order, and if you scroll up, you can search for one. So if I want that one, it's very easy to get to. Let's explore a little bit more of what you can do with these set lists. So if you go to edit, you can choose just one, and you can reset it, delete it, edit it, duplicate, or share. So if you duplicate, that literally just creates a new copy of it. Edit lets you put it into a folder, put it into a certain library of your Forscore, and you can rename it here. Just unselects everything that you've selected. With sharing, you can include just the set list, scores, merged PDF, annotated PDF. So the merged PDFs are going to be everything all at once, like all 22 pages for all of these pieces, just as one singular PDF. And then the last one is a text list, basically just like a written out set list that you might pick up off the ground at like a rock concert or something. You can also bring up the kind of typical iOS sharing window where you have all of these different options and ways to share it with others. And then of course there's the delete button. It asks you to confirm whether you'd like to delete it, and you can do that right there. I hope that gives you a good introduction into using set lists in Forscore. It's a very, very helpful feature when you're doing gigs, and especially if you know the order for sure of what you're doing at a gig. You can just put them all together before you get there, and when you're there, all you have to do is press your pedal or tap on the screen to get to the different songs, and you can easily go back and forth between ones. You can also add in songs multiple times if you need to. So if you play one song, then you go to another, and then you come back to that one kind of in between. You can always add that in there too. So it's very, very adaptable to whatever you need, and it's such a helpful feature when you're out performing so that you don't have to go looking for all of your different scores. You can do that ahead of time, and then everything is right there. And as you saw, it's easy to bring up the set list on the side while your score is open. So as long as all of the scores are there within the set list, if you just tap on the name of it, it'll take you right there, and it kind of saves your life. If you have any questions about using the setlist function in Forscore, please let me know down below. I'm happy to answer your questions. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post new musical videos every other Sunday at noon Eastern time. Thanks for watching.